All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after that short break. Now, the match Northern Illinois versus Kent State.
And the Volta is actually leaving for casting, so this is your caster, Jinx.
Yes, we are joined by Jinx, and
immediately
interrupts me as I'm saying that, scoring a nice goal off the backboard from Moxie.
Immediately puts it one away with all defenders just going up for the ball, and Sleazy just gets an easy read. Now we're up by one goal with 4:19 seconds remaining.
One goal almost with 1 minute left as Kent State, though, ties it right away, saying, no, you are not up 1-0. It is tied now, basically 0-0.
Kent State is going to be one of the tougher opponents for NIU, as they are looking very solid throughout the season.
I believe Kent State is actually, it says tied for 7th, however, they're 3-5, and as
just
I'm
immediately,
I think
NIU
curse, right, or something
caster
like
curse.
that. Sleazily again just interrupts me. Getting a ground pinch,
Oh
actually.
my.
Oh my! 72 miles per hour.
That was a really good ground pitch.
As I was saying, Kent State is tied for 7th. They're 3-5.
And just like that, Kent State
can't
just
talk.
brings it back, and not even 1 minute of the match has passed by.
I can't even talk. They're just shutting me up, and they don't want me to talk about the record. They're like, hey, we do not. Kent State does not deserve to be 3-5 after this, and they want to prove that they aren't here to compete.
Yeah, and actually, I think it was either the previous or this match that allows NIU to be qualified for a secured spot for playoffs.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's a great news here. So,
Now we're seeing just pretty even game so far. The ball is just really just actually coming back to NIU side, but just throwing away possession.
nice 0-0 match as Sleazely sends it off the wall. Sky, right into the middle. Sleazely takes control. Nice shot taking control. The double commit. He's NIU scrambling. The flipper set. The double, almost a triple tap.
Missed opportunity, but it was a really nice play from Sky. Sky is definitely one of these players that you need to watch out on the pitch.
Looks like a mechanical prowess coming in Sleazily. And let's see. Oh, and Hurts almost shows off his mechanics right there. Getting a double tap with his own.
Now Sleazy is trying to keep possession for NIU, but is quickly shut down by Kent State.
Is it in?
I'm gonna say
I'm
Im.
gonna
Let's just call him Im.
That's 2 men inside. I
Yeah.
feel like it's in.
Yeah.
Im shuts that down. Moxie with the great dunk.
Sleazy is looking for the challenge. Puts it to Gary.
Maybe I should go ahead and talk about the record again.
Yeah,
because
let's see if you
it
can.
seems like every time I talk about a record,
They-
some team scores. So NIU is looking with 5-3 after their match earlier against EMU. They are
And there it is again. We just
again the cast of curse of talking about the records. I just don't have to get this one.
Oh, you could say it during the replay right now. Maybe.
Oh,
you have a
okay.
chance.
Well, after this game, NIU is now, or after the EMU series, NIU is now 6-3. Improves record to 6-3. And as I say,
wow!
dude,
Oh my God! They're like listening to us, and you just know when to put the ball into the net.
I can't. I don't even know if I want to talk at this point about the
Let's just
scoreline.
not talk about their record because they just seems to be.
Each team seems to be
Each team
scoring.
just
and
seems
there's
to be
6
scoring.
goals with half the game left to play.
And I saw one of the Kent State wearing a Moist decal. If you didn't know, there's actually the NIU Esports decals out in the shop right now. They're not sponsored to say that, but
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
but they are looking pretty clean.
I actually have not seen any besides the one that Hurts is wearing right now that didn't have Mouse. That one's looks like a pack of M&Ms.
Yeah. Sky's actually wearing the Moist decal, and it's actually the first time that Moist is actually in the esports shop.
Whatever decal it's Sleazely is using
And
as
just
clean.
like that, Im just gets a nasty read and just puts it away in a perfect spot.
There with a nice send off the backboard to Im with a great pre-jump, almost quick reactions to read that ball, put that low to the defender.
So far, this has been a game which seems to be like no defense on either teams actually, because now we're just a total of 7 goals.
Just all offense, no defense. As Moxie looks to
Get a
try
reset.
to score, it's that reset and send it off the Hurts. Sleazy now off the backboard.
Him is trying to clear this ball away, and Moxie's going to challenge with Hurts in the air, and now Sleazy's going to try to challenge Sky if he can.
Sleazy, block clear, trying to follow this up. Maybe send this middle. No one's there for me. Nice demo.
Now Moxie's going to not fake it, but just take the shot at it. So far, the play has just slowed down a bit as both teams are struggling to connect with each other at the moment.
Our team's really looking for the passing plays. We saw it a little bit from Penn State there with the backboard pass. However, and as I say that, they go for a passing play. But no team's really going for passing plays, and we'd like to see some passes.
Mostly, I believe it's mostly NIU failing to connect their passing. They're trying, but they're actually not finding each other in the field. Whereas I see Kent State is actually calling out the comms where they are.
Moxie tries to take control, shut down by Kent State. Sleazy. It's a nice dunk.
With enough boost in the tank, actually whiffs the ball, missed opportunity to set up a great double tap or whatever, and almost puts that away.
Sky tries to go for the double to in, sends it wide. The accuracy just not quite there. However, they're up 1 goal, so maybe not worry.
With a boost steal from Sky, this game might actually end with a 4-3 score. He's trying to kill it, and it ends right there.
Dang, we just witnessed a 9-goal, or 9, I don't know how to math. I need to go back to math class. A 7-goal game.
And I believe like 6 of those are just because we were talking about
Just
record.
talking about record.
And I feel like we contributed to that.
I don't even know, like, what do you think, Jinx, needs to happen for NIU for this next game?
I believe we should not mention records. And what I actually believe is that NIU definitely needs to call out their comms. It seems like that they're failing to connect with each other in the field, or they're just struggling to recognize each other in the field after each first man was getting out of position. Because it just seems like every time when they were rotating out of first man, they tried to find a pass, but either the first man was too slow to get back to position or there was just nobody there. So they need to fix up their communications on how they're going to pass to each other on the field without getting tackled or getting the ball stolen away from them.
Yes, I completely agree with that. We will hopefully see some improvements from NIU this game. So it's off strong, Sleazy. Nice clear down. In. Sleazy then puts it onto the backboard. That was a miss.
First try to fake it, but they saw the fake from a mile away, so.
Unlike last game with the tactical fakes that were unable, or that got punched by NIU, this did not get punched.
It seems as Kent State are not the ones to be fooled by a fake, as I know in general, Hertz likes to fake his opponents when he can, but it's not going to always work out every time for him. So he has to do some sort of mix-up if he wants to get the ball closer to the net. Now Moxie just gets a 50 and sends it back to his side. Hertz with an awkward spot, and just quickly Gary puts it away and punishes Hertz because he was just awkward from rotating there.
The awkward rotation and the failure to jump quick to that, and Gary just able to read that ball, like I said, very quickly, able to slot that one home.
Kent State gets the kickoff, and Hertz is just going to look for a bump, or it's going to boost our Kent State real quick. Moxie with a whiff. Sleazy is there to back him up.
It's a nice card change from Hertz. Hertz, who I think using the Falcons weekend. Let's see if he gets the speed from the Falcons here. However, Kent State almost shuts me up and puts in another goal. Hurts goes down the field, like the sky.
Now
Moxie puts it
Sleazy's
center.
in the air, gets it, maybe a double tap. Kent's gonna look for his teammate. Actually, they're not gonna challenge this, as Sleazy's gonna actually try to challenge Kent State right there.
I think Moxie was a little bit too close to that one, and then that forced him, or that made him awkward, unable to connect to the ball. Oh, and both players from NIU running into each other. Hurts with great dunk. And Moxie puts it on target. Oh,
With the fake.
great
Hurts with the.
fake!
That was a
tactical
perfect
fake.
shot from Hurts. Top bins, top right. What a fake from Sleazily.
We're gonna say this was a great tactical fake from Sleazy. A great top-end shot.
That was a well-placed shot. That was a really good play from NIU. They needed this to at least get a chance to get in the lead.
To tie up the game, especially with 3 minutes left, a lot of time left in the clock.
Good
And
flick.
Just a lot of pressure. And trying to relieve the pressure.
And what a
Sleazily.
50!
Oh my gosh, Sleazy dunks in.
This was not lucky. This was all actually planned.
Absolutely 100% calculated. Throw a calculate up in the chat right now, Twitch chat, if you think that was calculated.
I mean, it has to be intentional because when you have to 50, you kind of want to aim it towards your net. Not your net, I mean the opponent's. Now
Sleazy with
Gary
a
goes
great
up. Now Im is actually looking for a shot. Gets a triple, but does not execute. And now NIU is trying to be on the counter.
Sleazy with a great bump. Moxie tries to send this to the middle.
And now Moxie's looking for a ceiling shot. Gets denied. Hurts with a soft tap. Buying some time for Moxie to get back.
Moxie up early, trying to follow this. It's a weird dunk. He's on one-on-one.
So he needs to get there,
Sky.
but
Oh,
Moxie was there.
bails him out.
And what a shot from Im. Did not know what happened to NIU's defense, as I believe they were just thrown off it from each other. Yeah, Sleazy and Moxie were just right next to each other, and then Sky bumped him out of position.
It was a great initial save by Moxie, however, it was right to Sky, unfortunately, and Sky was just able to keep the pressure in, and then get a great bump and lead, I think, in to score.
And hold on, wait a minute. Oh, wow. What a play from
Oh
Sleazy
my.
to set that up, actually.
As I'm talking about the previous goal, Sleazy just says, no, let me flip reset on these guys.
And then Moxie
And
reads the
clean
situation
it up
well.
the Moxie.
Props to both of those guys. That was a really good play to at least try to keep this game. They're actually in the lead now that I see it.
I see in chat, did you win the versus EMU? Yes, we did. We 3-0'd versus EMU, and we are looking to hopefully maybe 3-1. However,
Hopefully
game
to
one-
secure a spot on the playoffs.
Yeah, however, game one did not go
To
our
plan.
way against Kent State. And now he's looking to bounce back it here in game two.
This guy's gonna bang that. Sleazy is gonna easily read that. Try to take control, but his car is kind of awkward.
Oh, and Hurts with a great save.
What a pinch from Gary.
Honestly, that was Im's fault. He should have been free jump right there. Oh.
He's just read. Oh my,
my.
goodness! I was gonna say something, but Moxie was gonna shut me up there.
Sleazy with a great 50 on Sky, able to beat him out. You know, awkward bounce for him. Im would have had the save, however, Gary just unable to trust him there, and instead sent him to that.
This is a good look for NIU with a minute remaining. 4-2. They need to maintain this lead so they can at least tie in this series.
Another awkward bounce, but Moxie with a great save.
Sky with a
Sky with
whip.
a crucial whiff. Or
Sleazy.
tactical fake, I should say.
So far, this is kind of looking dangerous for NIU, as Kent State is trying to keep pressure. Now relieving that pressure a bit and looking for a redirect. Moxie's up.
Sky able to beat
In with a shot. Not a real threat just yet.
30 seconds, and now he just has to hold on.
This guy
for 30
looking
more
for his
seconds.
teammate, looking for another teammate, and quickly is intercepted by NIU. good play from NIU. They're maintaining this lead.
Great 50.
As Kent State is trying to find a way to break NIU's defense as there's 10 seconds on the clock remaining. And just like that,
Burt seals the deal.
this game seems to be over already.
Puts the dagger in the coffin. And unable to read unable to get the tough read. And Hurts decides to punish play.
Really liking those eSport decals.
And the eSport details are looking pretty clean.
Now, just like that, NIU is finally tied in the series 1-1. Both teams are looking very strong. And now we move on to game number 3. Score is 1-1 overall in the series.
Now, Jinx, what would you say compared to last game? I think it was 3.
It was like
4-3. 4-3.
It was like by 1 goal, yes. 4-3.
Now this is 5-2.
So this was a drastic improvement. So
what did NIU do differently?
So what I believe what I saw around NIU's play is that they definitely started to be more defensive in Kent State's attacks because they know they are really good offensively. So it seems like NIU started to play more defensively, and as we know, defense is the best offense. And they like counter-attacked most of Kent State plays, which actually led them to goals. And one was like a kickoff goal, but immediately they were mechanical enough to get it around them. Passing play is okay at the moment, but Kent State seems to be in the same play style as the first, but with NIU quickly changing their play style to more defensive, they now seem to have to change their play style into game number 3.
I definitely agree with that. I think Northern Illinois decided to come out and show their true colors. The red and black. Red, white, and black. The
Red,
black.
white, and black.
The red, white, and black.
And now we'll see if NIU is going to keep this play style all the way throughout, and if Kent State is able to read what NIU is going to offer. And as that, with a good passing play, and just perfectly puts it away all the way to the right.
Sleasley unable to get the best player, and Moxie unable to get a touch on the ball. He's trying to go for a 50, but unable to get a touch. Sends the Kent State offense sends it straight over with a nice banger.
And that's a prime example of how Kent State effectively communicate, because they are definitely communicating on how to pass around with each other. Most of their goals have definitely been some really nice passing plays. And NIU needs to acknowledge that, so they need to keep the ball into their possession as best as they can.
And with the great patience on the goal line.
But this is actually not the first time that they are down by 1, because I believe last game Kent State scored the first goal, and NIU did not panic when they scored first. And is looking for another passing play, tries to put it away, but it almost worked out.
Hurts has some time. It's around 1. This guy's there. Does follow it up. Goes for the double tap.
So he gets a strong clear. But Kent State is keeping the pressure up. Trying to boost starve NIU at the moment. So he's with a strong shot. Moxie tried to read that, but is unable to get it.
It's a random go.
Hurts is up, trying to send it to his corner. Control the play at least. Now Sleazy's going to go up. Not a lot of boost in the tank, so you can't continue this.
Can't follow it up, however, Kent State was a little slow to that, so they had no one there. That gives NIU a little bit of time to breathe.
Yeah, but Kent State's pressure is actually doing really well. They're boost starving NIU's defense at the moment until they break. NIU needs to hold it together, collect some minis, and just try to relieve pressure. And it seems like they finally recollected themselves just a bit. But again, they're just...
Another shot on target. The pressure is mounting, you say.
Right. But it seems like NIU is just gifting the ball away as they're struggling to keep possession. And just like that, gets it around the last defender and puts it away for 2-0.
Sooner or later, NIU just not having a lot of boost in the tank, and one little mistake
Kent State is really putting on the pressure right now. And NIU's defensive mode is not showing this game. And now Sleasley is going to pull out some mechanics and almost gets it, but Moxie can't read it, and what a missed opportunity. Unlucky.
I don't think Moxie was prepared for that. Oh, that questionable corner bounce from the post. He was trying to read it inside.
We're seeing some slight panic on NIU so far as they're not connecting their power shots either.
Sleasley up early. Birds up early as well. Sends it to Sky. Sky with a nice booming clear down the field to Sleasley.
But a strong clear from Hertz. Hertz is trying to relieve pressure from his own side by demoing defenders after being first man.
Oh, and Sky with a great bump. And that leads to a goal by Gary.
And just like that, Kent State has completely changed the pace of the game.
It was all because of a double commit by NIU and then a great bump by Sky that left the net wide open for Gary.
Now, Kent State wins the kickoff. Gary's going to try to center that. Sky's going to be there. Back to center again, but Hertz is going to quickly send it away with him trying to read the play.
Moxie sends it downfield. A little awkward for Gary. Nice demo. Sleasley tries to put a center. Hertz. Hertz puts a shot on target. Bar down.
Maybe
Hertz.
there is just a little bit of life left for NIU for this game as they are trying to at least take the lead in overall this series.
They definitely needed that goal. And Hertz able to put the team on his back there. Great pass though from Sleasley.
Hanging on just by a 2-goal gap, NIU needs to start playing the game a little bit faster because they have a minute left to the game, and Kent State's defense is still looking pretty solid right now. And the net is wide open, but nobody was there to read that.
Sky going out backward. Hertz. Hertz able to collect it, control it, and play it off. Moxie with a little bit of a tactical fake. Sleasley going to free jump. Is that in?
No, but that was a great read from Sleasley to relieve some pressure. Moxie's going to try to get the goal.
Sky. Oh my, I think that was Gary. Gary unable to get the read.
Yeah, him just had a bad touch that led Hertz to get a really nice pass to Moxie. Moxie just barely gets it in his tire and just actually gets the ball into the net. Now there is life.
There is a chance.
There is
39 seconds.
There is some life. They could definitely tie this game. They just need one good kickoff goal or one good counter attack. And Sky is just trying to get another goal gap. Moxie's fast.
Double commit by Kent State leaves the goal wide, the net wide open. Sleasley puts it in the backboard, trying to read this, unable to do so. Leaves it to Hertz. The corner.
15 seconds remaining. And now
Clock
you just
ticking down.
gotta find the way back to their net.
Oh, the bump relieves some pressure from Kent State.
Oh, the bumps are coming in. Sleasley is the last one to touch the ball.
This time
Hertz
runs
is
out.
up.
Hertz is up.
Oh,
unable
and
to make
just
contact.
unable to make contact. What a play. NIU almost clenched it back.
Was a nail biter to the last second.
It was a tough series so far, as both teams seem to be kind of even, but I see more Kent State dominating NIU at the moment.
NIU looked like they were, compared to the first two games, they started off very slow that game. However, at the midway through, they started warming up and they actually started connecting on goals. I'd like to see this transition into the fourth game.
And what do you believe NIU has done that kind of costed them this game?
I feel like the defense greatly was impacted this game. I saw a lot of double commits, a lot of just throwing away possession.
Yeah.
The boost management, they were getting boost starved. It is really hard to conserve your boost when
you
you're
need to.
in pressure,
Yeah.
having pressure, but that is a very big important factor of the game is to conserve your boost, and I think Kent State was doing a great job of that.
Now we're moving on to game number 4 with Kent State on match point, looking to at least get a 4-5 under record. And now NIU needs to respond. Can they send it to game number 5?
Kickoff going in favor of NIU. Hurts. Being a touch. Being a flipper set.
Not yet a reset. Moxie.
It's a fake flipper set.
So he's just going to get one touch with low boost. Now Moxie's just trying to keep pressure. He's done his job. This guy's going to find an open net maybe, and he does. What a play from Sky. Just instead of putting it back to the net, he just sends it to the backboard to throw off. Sleazy right there.
Sky able to go fast to that first challenge and then having an open net able to put that away. Sending Kent State up 1-0 in game 4. Moving to 3-1.
This has been the 4th time in a row that Kent State starts off with a goal. We're seeing some slight hesitation from Moxie as something happened in that play.
So usually unable to make contact, but a great follow play. The Hurts. Inside. Sleazy.
Gets control to the ball.
There's the booming player. Moxie. Not the greatest touch. And that puts a shot on target.
And that was an unfortunate miss, actually. I genuinely thought he touched the ball. I couldn't really tell, but yeah, he did touch the ball.
I don't think Sleazy was ready for Hurts to touch that ball. Miscommunication, however, it was a goal, trying to be a goal line save.
Yeah. What a strong clear that was.
Let's see if NIU are able to bounce back.
Gary with mechanical shot. Demo against Sleazily. Now it's a 2v3 at the moment. Moxie's out of the play, but Hurts is going to try to gain control. Good fake.
Great
now
control from Hurts.
Now has 100 boost. Tries to get it. Oh, gets a demo.
The solo play from Hurts. Oh my gosh. This all started from a great control, the fake, and then able to go past Gary. The demo. He plays once.
Yeah, he just plays once. Like, that's a prime example. He plays 1v1s.
Hurts 1v3, name a better duo. But I can't.
At least they actually have time to tie the game and maybe take the lead. At least they have some time compared to the last game. So they should not let this up.
They have plenty of time now, and Hurts with a great demo again.
They should not worry the fact that they're on match point. They need to worry the fact on what's happening now. Because sometimes I feel like most teams get nervous when they're down by a match point.
Yeah, most teams, I think, they do get nervous when they're on match point, but they do, a lot of the teams, they need to focus, what these next 3 minutes are in store.
Gary looking for a double tap. Moxie's just committing into a play.
Oh, with a great demo from Moxie.
Now Sleazily just can't quite connect. Kind of a slow play. Almost let the ball just hanging there for a second.
They kind of panicked. They had too much respect on NIU's defense. They great play.
Yeah.
Oh, the great control from Moxie.
Tries to bump Kent State. Centered for him. And now Gary's going to try to send that down for his teammate. This guy's looking to push the ball back into NIU, but now Moxie is playing just a bit of ping pong.
Great demo on the defensive back on NIU that leaves a bunch of pressure. Sky takes down the field. Looking for another. Gets another tap down. This Hurts, I think. Maybe get that clear. All of that.
Hurts. He's going to put the ball down. Nobody from NIU is reading from the center. Now Sleazy with low boost actually wins the 50. Time is running down the clock. NIU needs to find a way to back to the net if they want to send this to game number 5.
They're looking to do that, get a little more aggressive. I like the demos going out.
They're definitely incorporating
with
it.
a great shot! He decides to call off, I think, was it Sleasley.
Yep.
He saw Sleasley there. He knew Sleasley was going to try and follow this up. However, Moxie
Sent it all the way to the left. Caught Gary off guard with the shot placement. This is a chance for NIU to send it to game number 5. Moxie wins the kickoff for them. And what a save!
Sleazy with the absolute banger on net. However, I think it was Gary with a great save. As Kurtz now, I think his 3rd demo of the game, trying to start the pressure.
And what
even
a
more.
save
Oh
again!
My.
This time they read the passing play.
Sleazy gets his shot saved, an epic save, and then goes back down the field and makes an epic save.
Oh, this time NIU definitely read a passing play that was so dangerous had he not been there.
Not the greatest touch, but Gary, he's over there.
Now Sleasley, not a lot of control, leaving his teammate in a 1v1. And Sky sends it with a nice speed ball there.
Yeah, Sleasley was unable to follow that up, and the NIU defense didn't have a player close enough in case Sleasley wasn't able to follow that up.
Yeah, and it seems as if Hertz was kind of nervous to challenge that play in the moment.
Not sure if he didn't have enough boost, or like you said, he was nervous.
I couldn't tell. If there was a boost meter, it could have been.
We need the RLCS production of the boost meters.
Of course. I couldn't tell, but it could be one of the two.
Speaking of boost meters, Moxie doesn't have any boost.
Nope.
Nice step
And
on the back.
now they have 10 seconds left. Looks like Kent State might actually win this. Might. Unless they have a miracle. He's looking for mechanical play. 1 second left. Keep it up.
Moxie with the great.
He's going to kill it. And
the
just
kill.
like that, this series is over. Good play and good games to Kent State. They win today's second match against NIU. Well played from both teams.
Yeah, honestly, even though the scoreline showed that it was a 3-1 in favor of Kent State, each game was very close. I think a 4-3 victory.
Yeah, for Kent State, 4-3 for Kent State.
Yeah, I think
except one game.
and then I think now 3-2
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it was
each
just
game was like almost a 1-goal game.
Yeah.
NIU just having a few double commits, a few times that their pressure just lacking, unable to keep that second man pressure.
Yep.
However, they got a win in the first series, but unable to get the win the second series.
Yeah. So I believe we should do an interview with the coach.
All right, we're gonna do an interview.
With
Bungalow Bill.
Our coach, as I'll bring him in soon. Give me one moment, please.
And we'll be right back with that interview.
All right, so here with me we have our coach, Bungalow Bill. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, so we're gonna just quickly recap of what happened against Kent State. So how do you think your team felt during that game?
Oh man. Well, so that last game, I mean, it was definitely a frustrating loss because we're just looking at it. It's one of those games where you're gonna be looking back and you're watching and be like, man, just that little thing I did, like that could have changed the outcome. So. We're gonna try not to beat ourselves up too much about it. Obviously, it's disappointing, but we're gonna just bring it back next week for Northeastern, and then Miami, and then finish off with Akron. So.
Yep. Yep. And considering how Kent State displayed, they were actually really close games.
Yeah.
Compared to last year, is it like the same or they improved?
We did beat Northeastern last year. I don't admittedly. I was I wasn't in charge of the team last year, so admittedly I'm not as familiar with how good Northeastern was. I think they were pretty similar to they are now. Maybe a little. They probably improved a little bit. I think pretty much every team in the conference has improved.
Yeah.
So I mean they're a solid team overall. I think the record doesn't necessarily indicate how good they are. I think they had a lot of tough matches really early on that kind of put them in their record in a worse spot than I think they. Just by looking at it, if you look at the record, they have a losing record. I think they were 3-5. Going into today before their 2 matches, and I think they're gonna be 5-5 now. So I think they're definitely a better team than that. So I mean, props to them. They played a great game.
Yeah. And against Eastern Michigan, this was one of those matches that you were expected to win.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy with how that turned out. Obviously, we got the 3-0, so that was nice. Our goal is to go with no goals, but can't always do that. Just some small mistakes, just things we're still trying to iron out. But yeah, that was kind of expected. So I'm happy with how that came out. The Eastern Michigan is probably the last game that I would just say we should definitely win in our schedule. Next week we have Northeastern, who is a tough opponent. They actually beat Kent State in a 3-2. So I mean I think they're probably gonna be about Kent State level. So that ought to be a great match. And then we have Miami, and then finish off with Akron. Miami and Akron, of course, both very good teams. So we're gonna hope for the upset, but we're not exactly counting on.
Yeah.
Winning those.
At least you kind of have a tactical advantage with a VOD review against from Kent State and Northeastern of like how close they were as well. So it's gonna be like a close game between you guys as well.
Oh yeah, most certainly.
At least you have that advantage to VOD review.
Yeah, we're probably I'm gonna probably have to look into some of those VODs. Actually, I didn't even think about that, but the Northeastern Northern Kentucky, or Northeastern Kent State VOD, yeah, that actually might be probably the best one to view. Even though it might be a couple weeks old, but. I'm interested to see how they played. Yeah, but I'm sure Northeastern also has a slightly worse record than us, but honestly, they're pretty good. I think any one of our teams, us, Kent, and Northeastern, are all pretty similar in skill level. I obviously like to think we're a little better, but got to back up those claims.
It's a little biased, but I like the optimism.
A little biased.
I like the optimism and spirit. But yeah, any final words you'd like to say to the stream?
Oh, yeah, just appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you tune in next week. Northeastern ought to be a good game, and we're excited. I believe we did clinch playoffs. Obviously, we'd want to get a good spot in playoffs for the season.